I started teaching because I come from a family of teachers, and my mom was actually a teacher at my high school. And when I sat in her classroom, I realized that that's what I want to do.
I started teaching because of my high school photography teacher. I honestly started high school not loving it. I wasn't somebody who really felt like I had a place that I fit in or anything like that. And then I found photography and it became my passion, and suddenly I loved school, so I wanted to be that for other people.
The best part about teaching at Sage Creek is really the community, both the community of students and staff. I moved here not knowing anybody, and now I really feel like I have a family out on the West Coast because of Sage Creek.
My favorite part about my class are the students. I just love seeing them every day when they walk in with high energy and positive attitudes. It really makes my day.
Probably the ability for students to be able to express themselves. So there's a lot of freedom to interpret projects and assignment prompts with embedding their own selves into the images, and it helps me get to know students better.
What is it like being a new mom and a teacher?
It's interesting so far. I think in some ways it's very tiring, having to kind of go from one job to another, but at the same time, after being home, just being a mom for so long, I feel like it re-energizes me to be here with students during the day. It's kind of two different kinds of energy, so two different stores.
I connect with my students by just creating an open dialogue within the classroom and in the content, and creating a safe environment where they can make mistakes, ask questions, and just have a sense of humor with doing math.
How do I connect with them? We have a lot of downtime in the classroom where I like to ask students about their day, how they're doing, what they've been up to on the weekends. If they're going through something challenging, I like to try and find resources for them to help connect them and make them feel like they've got support.
Being a military spouse is definitely challenging, I'm not gonna lie. It's a lot of hellos and goodbyes, but it also brings a community aspect with it, and we wouldn't be in California if it weren't for being a military spouse, so I'm definitely thankful for that.
I love teaching because of the connections that are made with students and the connections that are made with the content. I love creating those aha moments and seeing the light bulb turn on for students.
Photography, it would have been my high school teacher. That was my first time really even realizing it was an art form. I think I always was interested in art, but didn't necessarily feel like I had a lot of art skills until I found photography, and then this whole new world opened up. It was of course darkroom back then, so we had film and it was this magical dark room and everything, but now it's more about the ability to communicate pictures without words, universal language that gets me excited about it now. Yeah.